Hello. In this last video about aware online testing, student login troubleshooting, we're going to be talking about what to do after you've done all the steps. After you've verified the student login works, you've verified that the student is on the correct testing site, and you've also verified that the student is entering the correct login information, but they still can't log in. So at this step, we're going to be working on the student browser. You're going to be verifying that the student browser is up to date and that any other things like the extensions that could be turned on for that browser are not causing any problems. So the first thing that's the most important thing for you to do is to identify what kind of browser the student is using to take a test on. It's important to note that Internet Explorer is not supported. It is an out-of-date browser that is not kept up to date by Microsoft, and so therefore if a student is on Internet Explorer, they're not going to be able to test. So when you're looking down at the system tray, down at the bottom, you might see this icon. It might look like a blue E, it might have a blue kind of Saturn ring, or it might have like this little typical yellowish kind of Saturn ring. If you see that, then you know that that student is on a browser that is no longer supported and they need to get onto another browser. Chrome is the browser that's recommended most by Eduphoriaware, and so if they can get onto this browser, that would be best. I have seen some students trying to test on Chromium, which is another kind of, it's like a semi-Chrome browser. It looks very similar in that it's this circle, but it's not colorful, it's blue. I've seen students experience difficulties logging in with Chromium, and so therefore that might be the problem. So again, the most highly recommended browsers are Chrome, but then also Edge or even Safari, especially if you're on your students on a Mac or an iPad. They might be using Safari, although they can get Chrome on Macs and iPads. So on this document, I'm going to have the link to this video posted here, and then right here is a link to a general help file, and so that's this file right here. It kind of takes you through lots of different steps. So if you know that your student is on a Chrome browser, how can you check that it's updated, right? The other thing to do is make sure that extensions and add-ons are not causing any problems. And to do that, you would open a new incognito window. And the easiest way to do that is come up to these three dots, and then right here, new incognito window. This is also where you might notice a yellow or red arrow that you know that student's browser needs to be updated. Anytime you update a browser, you need to make sure that you close that browser completely and then reopen it in order for all those updates to take effect. So let's talk about if your student is on a Firefox browser, where the icon looks like this down in the system tray. Again, you'll notice that it's on Firefox because you'll see this icon up at the top, and in order to open up a new incognito browser, you would come here, new private window. And in this help file, it's not the most common browsers, but in this help file it talks about how to update Firefox if you need that. A very common browser that students are using would be Safari if they are on iPads or Macs. I didn't think that this was very detailed information about how to update, and so I've got some links to how to update a Mac and how to update an iPad, or make sure that it's updated. Because Safari is automatically updated, that browser is automatically updated when the operating system is updated. The next most common browser besides Google Chrome or Safari is Microsoft Edge. You know that it's Edge because the icon looks kind of like this circular blue wave. The same thing, in order to open up an incognito browser, is this new private window. And just like Safari, Microsoft Edge is updated when your operating system is updated. So basically, long story short, when in doubt, get into Chrome and make sure that it's updated. If all those steps are still not working, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My email address is wdelac@neisd.net, and you can call me directly on my office number, 210-407-0067. This is for North East ISD only. Thank you.